right?
I'm officially a firearm owner. And
this is your first gun?
This is my first gun that I've owned. My dad got me an Anaconda Colt.
Oh yeah,
that is sick.
We got the 8-inch
barrel.
Yeah,
that's their first gun.
That is a 0 to 60 gun.
It is probably the most 0 to 60 you could have gone. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's other guns, but like
just
my dad,
looking at it has risen my testosterone level.
I love that gun. So
for those who are audio only, Hutch has a gigantic revolver.
It is it's the 8-inch. It's the 8-inch barrel. It's the newer model. So I think they came out with the newer one. It was in 2021. They used to have an old line of Anacondas, and then they made an updated model. My dad had one, or he has one, and I visited him like a couple of months ago, and I just started joking with him like, "Hey, you should give me your gun. So like, if you guys ever get in trouble, call me and I'll drive over there and protect you," or something like that. And it was like a running joke. And then he hit me up shortly before Christmas and, asked me for the information for an FFL deal or whatever. And he just fucking got it for me. So
what is the caliber?
It's 44 Magnum. So like,
okay,
there's
that's
like
my
44
guess
special, 44 Magnum. And then there's another, I don't know. You guys are better about ammo than I am, but I took it to the range like a couple of weeks ago and I fired it for the first time. And I didn't realize it at the time, but I was kind of firing the little boy bullets, like the not 44 special, but not like the highest grain of 44 Magnum.
Yeah.
And so
like
I was like,
or something.
I was like, this isn't that bad. You guys were saying the recoil was crazy. And I was like, maybe I'm just a natural. And then I went a couple of days ago and I fired the big boy bullets and
240 grain, maybe
whatever it was like twice as powerful. Maybe you can actually give me tips on this. So like this is my trigger finger, right? And what was happening was when I was firing, the recoil was so strong that the trigger guard was scraping the side of my finger.
Yeah,
and it hurt like a motherfucker.
Ow. I'd wear gloves.
You would just wear gloves.
It's just a really powerful handgun. I wouldn't shoot 240 grain bullets unless I was going to kill a deer. If I remember correctly, you can load it with 180 grain bullets, but like you said, 44 special works in there, and that's a nice medium load. It's a lot similar to how a 357 Magnum, you can put 38 specials in there, and suddenly you've got a really nice way to target shoot, and then you put your big boy ammo in there for like self-defense or hunting or whatever you're doing.
Not for home defense, because I was told the bullets are so powerful they'll go through the walls and maybe hit your neighbor or something.
It's true about all vehicle bullets though. Like any gun that's powerful enough to deal with a home intruder is also powerful enough to go through the wall to some extent.
Is the 44 special? Would that go through somebody's body and then like pierce a wall?
Depends where you hit them in the body. Like, yeah, it could. It absolutely could.
So you're not going to hit every shot.
Probably won't. Like, you know how rare collaterals were in Call of Duty. Like,
I do.
The idea that
never hit a
pull
triple
one off in the middle of the night when everybody should be asleep. I would focus on just killing the bad guy.
Yeah,
but the cards fall where they may.
This is such an awesome gun. I got to say, that's way cooler than the gun I thought you were going to show for a first, because it's such not a first.
No, it's
gun.
not. No, well, I was gonna get probably like a Glock. Everyone says the Glock is super reliable. I don't know what you guys use for handguns, but I was already getting serious about getting a gun, and then this ended up just being kind of an accident that this was the first gun. So I'm gonna get obviously like a more compact pistol that's more practical for home defense, but. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful gun. Like I saw, my dad showed it to me. I was like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. And I always loved those revolvers in the COD games too. Like I always loved like the Magnums in Modern Warfare 2. And so it felt appropriate, felt right for your
next gun. Obviously get whatever, suits your fancy. But what I like are guns that are different. If your next gun was another revolver, it'd be like, oh, you got to get two of the same thing, even though they're not exact matches. But if your next gun was like a rifle that was pretty good out to 100 or 300 meters, then that's like a different kind of shooting you get to enjoy. So I would pick, or a shotgun, it's very different than what you have now. I would get something that fits a different category.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a semi-auto pistol. So like, everybody tells me Glock is the most reliable. What do you guys own for your semis?
I don't have a Glock, but all my friends who have Glocks say that like they're awesome and that they are reliable, and they even like fuck around not cleaning it sometimes for a long time. It works fine, but it's boring. Like it's not exciting. It's like a Honda. It's like it's going to do the job.
Reliable pistols. you can say that they're reliable all you want, but if you've watched them in action as much as I have, you see that they fail probably 15% of the time with police officers. Like every time I watch an enormous amount of police activity videos. I've seen everything they've ever uploaded, hundreds and hundreds of police shootings, and I've become an observer taught expert in like police tactics and what happens. And when they pull that Glock out, I guess it's not clean. And what happens is a layer of dust gets on the slide, and then maybe some oil, and then another layer of dust. And they've sort of cemented the gun shut because it's been sitting there unused, uncleaned, and unlubricated for so long. And when they fire, the first shot, of course, goes off, but it takes too much resistance for the slide to come all the way to the rear, eject the spent round, grab the new round, and push it forward and lock it into battery. Because of the wear, the non-lubrication, all that stuff is compounding together to make it not the spring basically win the fight in reciprocation. So their gun jams, like they're in a fight for their life, and it's like pop pop pop, and now they're having to like work on their gun. Now they're having to cycle another round in or clear a round that's stuck halfway in the chamber.
It's funny you say that because my dad is a retired cop, and I was asking him which kind of pistol should I get. He's like, anything but Glock. I was like, why? And he said that all of his cop buddies back in the day, like 20 years ago, said that they weren't reliable. He said he had somebody who like the gun got too hot on a hot day, and so it jammed up or something like that. And so I was like, Dad, I think they probably made updates to the model of the gun in the last 20 years because when I look it up online, it seems like online it has a reputation of being super reliable. So
yeah, when they're well maintained and cleaned, it's like a BMW. Like if you don't change the oil for 15,000 miles, that German engineered driving machine is going to start having hiccups and having issues. But if you maintain it, it's one of the finest engines on the road. The same is true for the Glock. You can add it's a lot like a Honda Civic, the way you can add little accessories here and there and tweak it and make it your own. You can make that thing look really wacky and wild with stippling and new slides and anodizing and laser etching and all sorts of optics and iron sights and triggers, FRT triggers now. You can do lots to that thing. But if you got a stock Glock like cops do and you don't maintain it, I just see them jam all the time, like all the time.
I have a Smith & Wesson M&P 9 that I like a lot, but it's not what I'd actually recommend. MNP, military and police. Military and police. Yeah, Smith Wesson M&P. I like it a lot. It's really comfortable in my hand. But my actual suggestion is not to copy me, but to copy what I did, which is go to a gun rental place, and for $5 you can try guns. For me, after the second one, once they realized I was trying guns to buy, they let me shoot like 6-7 different pistols that day, so I could find the one that tickled my fancy. And I brought that one home. That would be a nice thing.
The John Wick gun looks fucking awesome too. Is it the H&K? Is that what it's called? The HK something or other?
They start with one. He shoots a lot of guns, but he starts with an H&K. That's the same company that makes like MP5s and stuff. That's the German company, Heckler and Koch. But he uses a lot of stuff, and they're also really tricked out.
Gun stores with gun ranges almost always have used guns that you can go rent for really low prices, and then you can see if the H&K you walked in liking, you walk out with.
You mean rent it for at a lane on the range? You mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's normal. Like they often do that, and the prices are cheap. So, like if you spend $15-$20 trying different guns, it'll make sure that the $800 gun you bought is the right one.
Yeah, Kyle, this link that I sent, the Springfield. A friend of mine just got one of these, I think, from his wife for Christmas. He loves it so far. Do you like Springfield handguns? This is a Hellcat Pro OSP 9mm.
I have no experience with it, but it's one of those things like it'll be fine. Like it'll be fine. Mm-hmm. The real test is what Woody said. Like put it in your hand and shoot it. And to me, pistols give a different like recoil impulse, sort of a vibratory impact into your palm. They all feel different when they go off. Some of them feel kind of solid and sweet and funky, and some of them feel sharp and painful, like a belt slapping your palm or something like that. Some of them feel hollow and kind of off-putting. You know, like I know that's a little thing, but it's how the gun literally feels when you shoot it. And that to me was always just as much as much importance as reliability. Because if you keep a gun clean, it
Also,
might have
the,
a little. If it's unreliable, like you can make it reliable. Like almost all decent guns. Like if you get down into like the $200 pistols and stuff like that, I can't vouch for them. But if you're getting a name brand gun, they're all reliable. That gun I linked there is what I would get if I was allowed to own a pistol. That'd be my next pistol. That's Staccato 2011.
Ooh, Staccato.
The angle of the grip to the barrel is not the same on every gun. So some are closer to 90 degrees and some are more of an obtuse angle. And you can just hold different guns and see what fits your hand.
Yeah, it's
naturally.
Where you need to hold your hand is going to be different to get the sights lined up for you back here.
That's why I don't think Glocks are bad, but they're bad for me because the grip, the angle to the grip is not what fits my experience.
I actually have so many questions, but I don't know if it's going to bore your gun questions. But
Kyle's the gun guy.
You can put they designed this model, the newer model, excuse me, that you can put a rail on it and a red dot. Is that like just crazy overkill?
No.
Like if you showed up at a range like that, would people see that person and be like, who the fuck is this asshole? Or would they be like,
no, absolutely not. No, that's so when you go overboard, that's usually referred to as tactical.
Yeah.
When you've taken your AR-15 and put so much dumb shit on it and you're not a fucking Delta Force operator, this is perfectly acceptable. Like this is a badass pistol. Is that a Glock? That's a Glock. Yeah. So this is what I was talking about earlier, an example of taking a Glock and making it a really good gun. Like they've stippled it. They've put a trigger on it. That's a whole new custom slide. I'm sure that's a custom barrel. Like the inner work, they basically... everything has been replaced here.
Whatever that style of stippling is
part.
So nice to hold and so aesthetically ugly.
It's called stippling.
The stippling, yeah. I hate the way it looks.
The colors are pretty kind of jarring. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do any color you wanted. You could do black.
This is garish. Hutch would have a more tactful gun. What would
piece of advice I would give Hutch? With every gun, I buy a holster, and that gun lives in its holster. Because if you don't have a holster, then you're grabbing into, maybe it's a gun safe in the dark, and you could grab the trigger. When I go to the range, I have like a gym bag full of guns, and I don't want loose guns in there where I'm grabbing triggers or whatever, like by accident. So that gun lives in its holster, and it serves as kind of a trigger guard so that you don't accidentally grab it wrong.
And if you
would need like a comically large holster for this guy. It's a
shoulder holster you need for that.
Is that right?
Yeah,
because it's 13 inches from the back of the grip to the front of the barrel. It's 13 inches.
Have you seen Taxi Driver?
Your gun in particular,
exactly.
But like, if you're gonna grab it from a nightstand in the dark, I like it in a holster. Because some other day you're going to be grabbing lube or ibuprofen or something, and you might be getting your gun by accident.
Like sorry, baby. Oh God! I didn't hit your titty, did I?
I keep it in a safe in my office. I don't keep it in the bedroom. Like I'm not concerned about it, like a breaking and entering where I live.
That's fair.
I more got it because we had like a couple situations in Los Angeles in the last couple of years where I was like, it's just fucking society going to collapse in the next 24 hours, like the fires and then some other stuff too. And I just wanted that option to be able to like, yeah.
What about a shotgun? Have you considered a shotgun like that? I feel like that's such a good first gun to get because it's so versatile. It's the easiest to learn. Shooting a long gun is easier than a handgun. Like everybody, like because I grew up and like on my grandparents' farm, we'd shoot rifles and shotguns all the time. Handguns very rarely. And I remember with the first few times like I did shoot handguns, I had this fantasy where I'm like, I'm fucking fine with a rifle and a shotgun. Like I bet I'll be like the same fantasy you have the first time you go paintballing at like a real course when you're 10 and you're like, I'm gonna pop around and go pop, but then like no, some 27-year-old's gonna wreck you like you're a child. That's how it is. Like you start shooting a handgun for the first time and you can't hit the broadside of a barn consistently compared to like skeet shooting is what I did so much growing up. I love skeet. I don't know if in Cali there's a lot of room for that.